Hey guys, welcome to week 13. Just got back in out of the deer stand. Saturday night. It's a little bit later than I normally do these intro videos, but it's been crazy. I'm sure things are crazy for you guys. Super hectic time of the year. So life goes, never seems to slow down. But anyways, I have watched 4 or 5 of the therapy videos for Celia, and you guys, the ones I've watched so far have absolutely blown me away. You guys are exceeding expectations with your skill levels already. It's quite amazing. This week, for week 13, I have put together a few tasks. One is going to be pretty easy, but it's important. It's an alphabet board, communication board. It's nice to have this in your inventory. Do a good job with it. Put some time in. Make it functional. I shouldn't say functional, but make it so it's going to last. Give yourself a good template to work off of. They're really beneficial for when you are in a situation where you're dealing with someone that doesn't have the ability to communicate verbally, or has really impaired speech, for them to be able to identify the letter of what the word is that they're going to say, to kind of help give you context. There's good information in the textbook. Make sure that you do good work to have that as, like I said, as a template. Everything that we're gonna do from here on out, I hope, is going to be functional and is going to be something that you can have in your toolbox, so to speak, to help you in your future, in your practice, if you do get in a setting where you're working with adults. So just know that moving forward, that everything that we're doing, I hope, is going to be helpful for you in the future, where you can just go back and do your binder, your folder, and pull it out and have it at the ready. So the alphabet board should be pretty simple to make, but I encourage you to make it your own too, you know. Think about how you think it will be most functional for people. Don't just go off what the simple template is. See if there's any ways that you can change it, evolve it into making it something better. Another assignment that we have for this week is dealing with someone with memory loss. It's a pretty common thing, and I'm not necessarily just talking about like an Alzheimer's, dementia patient, although they do fit that criteria for memory loss. The reason I picked that is I recently picked up a new eval at one of the nursing homes that I work at, and the lady's got intact language, expressive, receptive. She just has a heck of a time remembering things, and it's just fascinating when you get to meet these people. Like this lady that I'm working with now, I've had just brilliant conversations with her, got to know a lot about her, and she's able to recall tons. Well, not tons. She's able to remember everything about her past, her history, her apartment. But when it comes to remembering what she had for breakfast, not so good. So in the past 2 sessions, I worked with her on Tuesday for an hour, and I worked with her on Friday night for an hour. And we just worked on some different skill sets to hopefully increase her memory. But one of the things that we spent a lot of time on was trying to give her the confidence and the courage to communicate with the people that she loves and the people that she's around, that, hey, I didn't want to have a stroke, or I didn't choose to have a stroke, but I had a stroke, and it's really hard for me to remember things. So you can help me remember things by doing these things, and it'll help me remember things. So we've been spending a lot of time. I've been spending a lot of time with my patient on building her confidence and her courage to communicate to the people that she's around that I have this issue because I had a stroke, and you can help me by doing. And I think we're getting somewhere with I think I'm getting somewhere with the patient I'm working with. I can, although it's only been, like I said, 2 hours of working with her, and within that 2 hours, probably a half hour of counseling her, basically, is what it turns into, on why it's important that she communicates to her loved ones, the people she's around, on why, teaching her it's important to communicate to them that this is hard for me. And once you get into dealing with people, adults with communicative disorders, you're going to run into a lot of depression, you're going to run into a lot of embarrassment, you're going to run into a lot of pride issues. And being able to be a solid person for those patients that are suffering from communicative disorders is super important. Taking time to listen to them, to hear them out, to sympathize with them is priceless, and it's really, really important. And as much as I'd like to say, and this is how you do it, it just comes with practice, as far as supporting people by showing them that you care about them, showing them that you know that they're dealing with a hardship, not through personal experience, but just sympathizing with them, can go a long ways. Coming full circle to where we were at there. So the assignment dealing with the memory loss, it's kind of open-ended, but I kind of want it that way. One of the ways that for me personally, and how I grow, is hearing other people's ideas and then putting my own spin on it. And that's one of the things that you guys in this class, you're super, super fortunate that you're surrounded by some pretty big brains in this class. I've determined that after 13 weeks of, 12 weeks of grading your stuff and getting to know you on that level. There's some really, really, really super, super intelligent people in the class. And the class overall is really, really strong. Every single one of you guys that is in this class is super strong in what you're doing. And so having this assignment dealing with the person with memory loss, I've left it kind of open-ended, but I want it that way because then you guys can listen to each other's ideas and say, I like that part of the idea and I like that part of her idea. I didn't really care for that part, but the other part was really good. And just gathering the bits and pieces that you like and putting them in your repertoire is where I'm going with this assignment with dealing with memory loss, and tips and strategies for helping these people. And you're going to find tons of good resources on the internet. So that's that. And then the next assignment is the Apraxic Man. Again, if you're working with adults with communication disorders, this guy that's in the video that we watched, I think it was in week 8, might have been week 9, but he's a pretty common case. I mean, if you're dealing with adults, you're probably going to bump into a guy or a woman that's affected like this guy is in the video that you're going to be watching. Analyze the video kind of like as you're watching it for an evaluation. Pick the things that are hard for him, that are going to be the most functional for improving his day-to-day life. And create some tasks for it. And again, it's kind of like, well, it's the same assignment that we did for Celia. It's just that I don't know this guy, and I'm not going to be able to forward the video on to this man. But just so you know, when I've been at the nursing home this week, I did run into Celia, and I did run into Ben, and I was able to share the news that, hey, the assignment happened, and I've forwarded them a couple of the YouTube videos already, and they were so excited and they were so appreciative of that. So that was just a little caveat there, but good for you guys to know that we are moving forward with getting those assignments in therapy sessions that you guys have created out to Celia, and hopefully it'll be impactful for her life. But anyways, with this assignment for the guy, again, it's my intention. The reason I put it in a discussion link is that you guys are going to be able to watch each other's ideas, because everybody has their own little spin. And I've been doing this for 10 years, and watching the YouTube videos that I've watched so far, it's like, hey, that was a really good idea. I'm gonna use that in my next session when I'm dealing with someone similar to that. It's important that you have lots of exposure to how other people are seeing things, taking the pieces you like and running with it. I've said it a couple times in this video now, and the reason I've said it is because it's super important that you guys know that it's totally great that you're going to steal the good ideas that your classmates have and put them into use. And again, and I wrote it in the assignment link, my intention with this assignment it's for the apraxic man, is that you guys are going to be able to create this video that's got good content, things in it that if you are in a situation where you're working with an adult, that you could say, hey, I have this YouTube video, and why don't you watch it and see if you can follow along. And you guys can talk and share your YouTube links, because you guys could end up with 12 different pretty good therapy sessions that you could share with the people that you're working with, and that's pretty cool. With the apraxic man assignment, make sure that if you're using flashcards with them, which is a super good idea, try to make sure that you're getting them close enough up to the camera and holding them still enough so that the person will be able to read it. Make sure that if you're doing some kind of an imitation task, make sure that you're getting close enough to the camera so that they can see your face. I know that Nancy in one of the classes, I don't know which class it was, but she gave you a lot of hand cues. They're super effective, and I encourage you to use them. If you want, we can go through a quick video on how to do the hand cues. Well, maybe I'll just go through them real quick right now. Ba. G. G. Those are just a few that run right to the top of my bed. Those are some good hand cues to be using. Some simple hand cues that can be very, very helpful. I don't know if that was the right point of the video to interject it, but sometimes, well, most of the time when I'm doing these videos, I have a little bit of an outline that I'm trying to follow, but kind of ad-lib it a little bit. Apraxic Man video, I'm very, very curious to see what you guys come up with, see how you guys are reading. You should be able to find your assignment that you submitted, where it had you pick out some targets that you thought were appropriate for him, and use those as part of your therapy session. You guys already have building blocks for it, for that assignment, I guess is what I mean to say. And then we also, part of that assignment is going to be providing some counseling to the patient on the importance of letting the communication partner know these are the things that are helpful when we're communicating. And for the listener, saying, as a listener, these are the things that are important. I had you guys do the assignment last week. Was it last week? On the speaker and listener strategies. Super important. And as you'll find out, are some of the most important parts, and things that now you guys have the knowledge on, and that information, although it might seem really simple, people that aren't living in the world of speech pathology, they don't know it. And the value that they'll find in those strategies is exponential. One of the other assignments for this week is simple but important, is for you guys to go in and watch some of the other therapy videos that your classmates put together. I know that it all takes time to go back and look at that stuff, so as part of your assignment, I want you to go back in and look at 3 of the videos that your classmates put together. Find the things that they did that you like and steal their ideas, because there's some really good ideas, and steal their stuff and put that away in your inventory to help you in the future. So yeah, I think that about covers it for this week 13. Again, some of these, I understand the assignments aren't as clear maybe as the ones as some of the assignments in the past, but if you need clarification, email me and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion. But be creative and challenge yourself with the assignments that we have this week. So, all right.